Hello, Fred.
Well, John.
Good to see you, bud.
Good to see you, my friend.
We're here again.
We are.
Doing our YouTube channel.
Deja vu all over again.
Something that we Love.
Yeah, we really like it.
We love
it. Oh,
it.
no, wait. What does that spell?
Love spells love.
Oh,
Fred.
yeah, I knew that.
We're going to get right into it. You've reached Fred and John Talks, and we're going to talk today about something important. It's called What Gets My Goat, Fred. Sometimes when we're together just kibitzing or having coffee, we talk about that gets my goat.
Yeah.
And I said to you, we need to do What Gets My Goat.
What gets my goat?
On YouTube.
We'll have to put that as the title of our talk.
That's it. So
What
here goes. First of all, 2 days ago I saw a government health ad about quitting smoking and the side effects and the ill effects of smoking. And I thought to myself, it's 2024. The government used to do public information infomercials about drugs and crack cocaine and how bad it is for your brain. And they did anti-smoking ads for years. I don't remember seeing one for a long time.
Long time. I remember one, and there were many. It was a woman holding a baby, and the voiceover said, "This is life." And then she brought a cigarette to her mouth, and then the voice said, "This cuts it short."
Oh,
I remember that one.
cool.
Also, I remember as a kid, as
I don't remember that
Don't
one.
remember that one?
No.
Also, I remember as a kid, I'm sure you do too, all the advertisements for different brands of cigarettes. Oh my gosh.
Let's don't get into that.
Oh my gosh. That
So-
was bombardment. The Marlboro Man, the Winston, isn't it?
Salem's. So what gets my goat about this is that, at my age and your age, and I know a lot of people in this country, the demographics are getting older in the United States of America. The average age has gone up.
Oh yeah, way up.
And we talked a little bit about that the birth rate has gone down.
Yeah.
That the average number of babies women are delivering in this country has gone down to an alarming low level.
And that has economic consequences, because who's going to pay
Absolutely.
for all the Social Security and Medicare?
Exactly.
Lack of less taxpayers.
Exactly. So I just think that what the government would be better off doing, and I don't think that they are doing this. I have not ever seen any kind of public information infomercial about hacking and protecting your bank accounts, protecting your computers. How many of us are not very good at computers and technology? I'm not.
I call myself a technology dunce.
I mean,
I should get one of those dunce hats.
I thought that I had advanced in my skills whenever I was able to Skype my daughter. Skyping was, I went from texting to Skyping, and it's like, wow, I'm a pro. So
I use Zoom, and I think it's a big deal.
exactly. So don't you think it would be helpful to the public if there were multiple frequent, notices out there of the latest way you're going to get interfered with and hacked? When you go to the bank, I'll give you an example. You go to the bank, and up on the wall may be a computer screen, and they have information about the banking services.
Yeah.
And there may be a quick 3 or 4 or 5 second blurb about don't do this, don't do that. Well, that's if you're in the bank and you're standing at the counter and you happen to look up, you get informed.
Yeah.
Okay. But to me, with the way people watch television and on their handheld devices, I think it would be helpful if we had state and federal government notifications about what's going on in the cyber warfare against people, against our population.
You know this, and our audience is about to learn it. You wanted to do this, what gets my goat, and you have an issue with this.
Exactly.
And you can't make up the time. What is the saying? You can't make this stuff up. As you know, I just got hacked about a week ago.
That's correct.
My computer got hacked. I'm not going to go into details because some of the details I don't even know. I don't know how to explain them. My computer got hacked. My bank account, this is counterintuitive to getting hacked. My bank account had an additional $3,000 in it. So what that meant was these people who hacked me were somehow able to get in my bank account. They didn't withdraw money, but they pretended to put money in it. I don't know if it, anyway, I was right on the phone with my IT guy and my bank. And for the last week, almost every day, my IT guy has been at my house at least twice. And every day I've been on the phone with my bank. I'm still jumping through hoops to get this
sorted out.
Yeah, I had to change my bank account, my debit card. I had to notify all these companies that I'm on auto pay with for some of my bills, including my mortgage.
Don't give out too much information.
Oh boy, what one headache on top of another.
You told me, correct me if this is not correct, that you were actually on your computer and you were using your cursor, and that the cursor was taken over by who you were talking to on the phone.
Yep.
This also was associated with a phone call that you answered, right?
I wasn't going to give details because I'm a little embarrassed about it, because they say, well, anyway, yes, I got notified that, just wanted to give you a heads up that, 300 plus, that was actually $359 is going to be withdrawn from your account to pay for this thing you applied for. And I said, what? To myself, I said, I didn't apply for this. So I called thinking I got to call them and tell them and get this straightened out. I didn't apply for anything for $350. And I made the dunce cap. I had my dunce cap on and I called. Next thing I know, they're taking over the cursor on my computer.
This is what I'm talking about, friends. I think the federal government ought to be doing public service announcements weekly about watch out for your banking, watch out for this, and even give us examples of the latest things that have been happening and have been going on. I mean, it used to be the case that sometimes you would see a newspaper article about this. Well, very few people buy newspapers or read newspapers. Sometimes they read them online. But I think some kind of frequent notification, education of the public.
Absolutely.
It's one thing for the government to say right now, we're going to lower your taxes about this, or we're going to lower food costs. This is something that's happened day in and day out. That's
right. And I want to add,
fraudulent.
This point, as you and I both know, a lot of us in the older generation who are not tech savvy, didn't grow up with all this technology, we are targeted more often than young people. But
yes.
I'm here to tell you that my tech guy, Steven, you've met him, right?
I've met him.
Yeah. He is
sharp.
Just short of being a genius. I know I don't like to throw that word around a lot, but he and his father are cut from the same cloth. They're both IT specialists. He told me, Fred, don't feel bad about your age or feel foolish. He said, I have, men and women in their 20s and 30s who get hacked. And they're very tech savvy. So he said, hackers are working overtime and they're making inroads into hacking just about anybody.
Well, I hate to dominate this, so I want you to give some thought and tell me, is there anything that gets your goat, that really gets your, well, the other phrase is get your dander up. But I think get your goat is better.
Yeah, get your goat is good. In a future episode, I want to do what breaks your heart. That's a teaser. Yeah, what gets my goat is one of the things, and this will lead to a humorous story. But what gets my goat is, for example, when I am in a social situation, particularly in a one-to-one, let's say I'm out for coffee with a friend. You don't tend to do this.
Oh,
so.
excuse me. Yeah.
He's going to illustrate it. So I'm at a coffee shop with a friend.
What'd you say?
He's illustrating. I'm with a friend, and I have good friends. I don't have just acquaintances. I have good, close friends. This is my best friend, John. Mm-hmm. And they have their phone, which is almost like an extension of their hand, and they feel like right in the middle of our conversation, they have to text somebody, they have to take every call, and you know, it's hurtful.
I hear you. I hear you.
You know, it's like, okay, here we are, we're socializing, but you're having you can't wait till after we part company to answer a text or to call your wife back. I mean, unless it's an emergency. What? I'm sorry. What the hell?
Huh?
That gets my goat. But
my phone's turned off.
Very good. He's pretending. But I promised a funny story. So this goes back to 1999.
You can remember that far back?
I can.
That was last century.
Last century, that's right. In 1999, my then wife and I moved to Rome, Italy. We ended up living there 2 years. When I left America, at that time, what I remember about America and cell phones was it was just becoming popular. Not every single person had a phone. And even those who did, they weren't on it constantly. It was just kind of coming on the cultural scene.
1990s, yeah, that would figure.
Yeah, that's my memory of it. Mm-hmm. But when we arrived in Rome, Italy, right from the start, going around town on buses and subways and taxis, everybody in Rome had a cell phone and was walking down the street on their cell phone. But this is a standout memory that I have that made me laugh, but it also made me feel sad. This very handsome couple, he was very handsome, she was very beautiful, was walking down the street on the sidewalk, coming in my direction.
Coming towards you.
Coming toward me.
Yeah.
And as you know, Italians are very physically affectionate. Mm-hmm. And what I can't remember is whether they were holding hands or they were arm in arm. I can't remember, but they were doing one of those two things. But in their free hand, they were both on their cell phones talking to somebody else.
Fred, that would never happen in America. It's only in Italy would a loving couple be holding hands or arm around each other doing a cell phone at the same time. That's very Italian.
Yeah, and I said to myself, here I am in the land of amore, which means love. Whoa. You know, and here comes this couple, like I said, hand in hand or arm in arm, I can't remember. But it was the land of love, l'amore. And they're both on their cell phones talking to somebody else.
I think there's a lesson here. I hope our YouTube viewers glean something from this if they're watching and listening. We always love subscribers and having you pass on to your friends on Facebook or elsewhere, but sometimes we try to intend a message in some of these YouTube channels.
We want them to come away with something.
Yeah, so I think there is something here for you to think about. And I think that's probably a wrap. We left him with Italian amore. I don't know what else we can do.
And Dean Martin had sang that song. I can't remember the words. La la da 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 da. It's amore.
It's amore. Yeah.
Right? All right. It's amore.
It's a wrap.
Get off your phone when you're with somebody, friend or lover or wife.
Yes.
And pay attention to them.
Put the phone down. Wrap.
All right.
Thank you.